Hey right guys, TheTrophyMuncher's Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 1 of Grey's Anatomy Season 3. We're back. It's been a while for me because I got kind of like 3 or 4 episodes ahead for Patreon, so I was just like, okay, I'll just take a month off. So it's been, I think, just over a month since I did the Season 2 finale, which was fantastic. I really enjoyed that episode. I think the last like 3 episodes of that season were really great. But yeah, it's going to be good to get back into a new season. I think this one's a little bit shorter than season 2, but only by like a couple of episodes. We're going to be here for a long while again, which is great. I'm fine with that. Of course, as we do with every single premiere to most shows that we do, we have a short Q&A. So I ask questions on Patreon at the end of every season for most shows. And then we answer all those questions at the start of an episode or the start of a season, and then we do the character tier list, of course, which is going to be quite a big change from the tier list I did in season 1, I assume, just because season 1 had such a little amount of episodes. It's really hard to, get too attached to any of the characters. But season 2, we definitely did that, so that's great. But yeah, Q&A, we have 17 questions overall, so thank you to everyone on Patreon who asked a question. And if you do want to ask any questions for the Q&As, as well as join in on the polls and leave suggestions for TV shows and films to react to, you only have to be a $1 Patreon to do so. So if that's something that interests you. Alright, Emily, currently, who is your favourite character? We're jumping ahead, Emily. We're jumping ahead. We have the tier list to worry about that. I think I know who it's going to be at the top. I think maybe we have a couple at the top of the tier list this time. Season 1, at the end of season 1, I think the only one I put like high up was Christina, and maybe Meredith was quite high up as well, but I'm not sure. We'll look back at that list as well. But Emily also asks, what did you think of the Denny storyline as a whole? Jeffrey Dean Morgan recently said in an interview that he was sad that he was written off the show. Do you think it was the right move storyline wise? I think doing what they did, I think was okay. Maybe it was a little bit quick, but I guess they wanted a big dramatic ending for the end of season 2. Because while I did really like Denny, the romance with him and Izzie was good. I think it could have been great if they'd just given it a bit more time, because you think about it, he popped into that one episode halfway through season 2, then came back maybe 6 episodes later. So I want to say overall, we won't include that one episode he was in. Let's say he was in it for like maybe, I want to say 7 episodes, which is a lot of time. But there was like so many other storylines going on as well. It wasn't like they were the main focus until the last 3 episodes. Then I'd say like Denny was the main kind of storyline for those episodes. And the chemistry between him and Izzie was so good that I think if they were going to do it, maybe they should have done it maybe like halfway through season 3 or something. But then would that felt too dragged out? So I don't know, it's hard to get that balance. I would have liked a little bit more time, but I also don't think it was that much of an issue to do it when they did. So yeah, I think it was the right move storyline wise, because we haven't had like a major character death up to this point, and I felt like he's kind of like the middle ground where he wasn't just one of those patients who came in for 1 episode who dies off. It's like, okay, but he also wasn't like one of the main crew, so it was good to have a character kind of in the middle for that. So yeah, I think it's good. And then Emily also asks season 3 predictions. Season 3 predictions. Burke and Izzie are going to be depressed. They're going to be pretty depressed for a couple of episodes, maybe more than a couple of episodes here, depending how much time skipped as well. I think that'd be interesting to see. Christina's going to be probably struggling with seeing Burke the way he is, because she likes, powerful Burke doing all the surgeries and stuff, and he can't really be doing that now. Meredith's probably going to be okay. Probably looks to her and Derek are probably still going to just go in circles about that. George will be whatever. Richard and Miranda probably be whatever. So yeah, I think the main focus, at least for the first few episodes, are going to be Izzie and probably Burke actually. So yeah, I'll be interested on that. I always get this wrong. I've said this like 3 times, and I feel like I always get it wrong, and then you always correct me, and I always continue to get it wrong. Let's go. Sashwati. I think I might be getting closer each time. Eventually, I'll get to a point where I just deliver the name in its perfection. Are you a murder shipper? Is that actually their ship name? Murder? I actually kind of like that. I actually kind of like that. I've never thought of like their ship name, but I actually kind of like that. Although Derek isn't the best sometimes. I'm not. No. I think I would be if they didn't spend so much time on it. And if Derek, I don't hate Derek, I think he's fine, but Meredith's just a way better character. Derek to me is just kind of like a nothing at the moment. He's just there. He does a lot storyline wise, I guess, but it's just like his constant whinging about Meredith hooking up with people who knows doing the exact same thing. So Meredith asks, is there a patient or storyline you'd like to see them return to? Christina Ricci could come back. I think that'd be kind of cool, because she kind of got a bit bullied in that episode with the bomb in that guy's chest. So yeah, I'd like maybe her to come back. I don't know. There wasn't. You do have episodes where like a certain certain patient stands out, but it's not like you want them to really come back. At least from any that I can remember. No, there wasn't like any patients that any of the characters had like a crush on that they maybe. Oh, not a patient, but maybe I actually added him into the tier list because I'm going to assume he comes back. But Mark, the guy that Addison hooked up with, so Derek's old best friend, I think he should come back. I added him into it because I'm going to assume that he does, because when Euphoria came out, everyone was like, oh my god, it's from Grey's Anatomy. It's kind of how I felt about Jeffrey Dean Morgan, where I'm like, he has to come back then at some point, because why would people, know him from that if he was just in one episode? So yeah, I want them to do that storyline. Kenza asks, what was your favourite storyline this season, and what storylines would you like to see in season 3? I spoke a little bit about what I want to see in season 3, but my favourite storyline of season 3, I feel like the obvious answer is Denny, but I do like that they, it didn't go great for anyone, but I do like that they just got the George thing out the way with Meredith. Like, they just kind of got it out there and then agreed that that's never going to happen and moved on. So at least that's done. I did really enjoy the romance between Burke and Christina. Oh yeah, Christina losing the baby very early on was quite good. She didn't really do much with her own storyline from that point onwards. It was more just her romance. The 2 episodes back to back with the bomb in the chest. Oh, that was peak. That was peak Grey's Anatomy so far. That was amazing. And then of course the Denny storyline, all that stuff was really, really well done. So yeah, the Denny storyline is the obvious one, but then like the back to back bomb episode, and then early on, Christina losing the baby was sad. And then I won't say it's one of the best storylines, but just getting that George thing out of the way, I thought was a good idea. So yeah, any of those really. Charlotte asks, how many seasons do you think you're going to watch? I think we said 10. I can't remember. Like, some people said like you could end at season 10, and you get like that's all like peak Grey's Anatomy, and then if you just continue, it just kind of goes a bit downhill. So that's still a lot. That's still like a handful of years of doing Grey's Anatomy. So I don't want to think too far ahead, but I definitely want to at least do 6, and I want to try, and then depending how I feel, I could see myself going to season 10. I think beyond that, it's like 19 seasons. I don't want to be here for 10 years doing Grey's Anatomy, so I don't think anyone really wants me to be doing that, but never say never. We could go, like, if I'm feeling season 11 in like however many years, I'll do season 11, but I think right now definitely 6, and I'd like to get to season 10, so that's my thought process at the moment. Victoria asks, if God forbid you would need a surgery, who would you trust to perform your surgery from Seattle Grace? That's a really good question. I'm gonna like that one. Wow. Okay. George is actually pretty good, as we've seen. Like in the elevator, he can handle himself pretty well. I guess you'd want Burke is like the obvious answer, but right now, based on what's happened to his character, I don't know if he even could do that. So like the obvious one is you'd either want Richard or Burke to perform. Maybe Miranda could be quite like that trio kind of all performing on you. That's your best hopes. I would not want. I wouldn't want Izzie to perform on me. Not a chance. She'd get way too attached and personal to whatever storyline I'm going through, and then, she'll decide what she wants to do based on her personal feelings to it. So not her. Meredith would be like nice to just, oh, okay, if this is the last thing I see before I die, I'd be okay with that. Meredith's face, that'd be fine. But hopefully, let's go with the mindset that I'm not going to die. Is Meredith good at her job? I feel like out of the core five, Meredith, I mean, she's not really. She hasn't really. None of them are doing like solo surgeries too much at the moment. Like George is only the really one who's kind of had to do that. So maybe George would be at the top. Then I feel like I'd be in safe hands with Meredith. Then Christina would be quite good, I feel, at doing a job. And then Alex and Izzie, I just would not want near me at all. To be honest, they'd get way too personal and way too attached. What's that? You took edibles once? Well, my dad used to be a hardcore drug addict, so I don't want to be performing surgery on you, no sir. So, yeah, I ain't dealing with that. Good question, though. Amel asks, what storylines do you hope the shows will do or focus more on in season 3 for each of the interns? Meredith, Christina, George, Alex, Izzie. So, yeah, we spoke a bit about Izzie. Christina, we spoke a bit about George. I guess just his romance with Callie at the moment, that's going to be going on. I assume that they haven't broken up. So didn't she say she loved him and he didn't say it back, or did he say it back in the end? I can't remember. So probably dealing with that. Meredith is just going to be Derek Waffle. I hope she just gets with someone else and it's like a really good romance, but then I'll be very disappointed when that romance breaks up inevitably, so maybe not. And then Alex, I'm ready for some Alex character development. Maybe he's going to be there for Izzie, like, would be nice, instead of him just being him carrying her out at the end of the finale. I thought was a good moment for him to show that he can just like push his personal feelings aside, so he can get to that point. But yeah, him being there for Izzie will be quite nice. So now's your time, Alex. Come on. Charlie asks, if you were one of the writers for the show, what is the very first thing you would do? Just like the very first thing I would do. What for, like, if the show had just started, or like from this point, what would I do? Let's go from like this point. What would I write into the show? Okay. I'd bring Mark back. We gotta bring Mark back. Just like straight away, he's back. Mark's got a job. Boom, he's in the show. That causes drama already, so that's good. And again, this is stuff they're probably going to do anyway, because they've probably gone down every possible storyline you could probably do in a show, so that's going to be great. I'd break up George and Callie for a little bit. I think they're rushing things a little bit too much. I think we need to just focus on Callie solo. Let's see what Callie's like by herself, because at the moment she's just been around George. Like, her storyline is George. We know she lives in the hospital for the most part, so that's really about it. But seeing a bit of her personal life, I think we could go do that at the start of the season. I think they're going to do this anyway, but having Izzie just kind of being down in the dumps, depressed about Denny, is going to make sense. So they're going to do that anyway. That makes sense. Derek and Meredith, we're not even touching them for a whole season. I don't care. We're not even doing it. They're not doing little glances at each other. They're not holding hands. They're not sneaking off to kiss. Granted, they kind of had that big thing at the end of season 2, so maybe you have to touch on that a little bit. So maybe in episode 1 you kind of talk about that. But Meredith isn't dating the vet. She isn't dating it. I'm going to write the most charming, wonderful... You know Meredith's going to date Mark. And maybe not that, but we're going to write someone in there for Meredith, and he's going to be amazing and far better than Derek. So that's what Meredith's doing. Addison's moved on from Derek. She's found self-worth. Goodbye, Derek. She's off with Mark, actually. So that's happening, and Derek is alone. That's what we're doing with that. Who else we got? Alex is being there for Izzie, which I hope they kind of do anyway. I don't care about the Alex Izzie romance, but I feel like if we got to a point where I cared, that would be nice. So maybe we do a bit more with that. And then Christina and Burke, I think what they're going to do anyway, which is just Burke being kind of depressed, like Izzie's going to be, and not being able to perform, and then Christina struggling with that as well, because she's never really seen Burke, or none of us have seen Burke in that kind of situation, so that'd be great. Richard, Miranda, we never got to see like Miranda be a mum, but she just comes straight back to work. I don't care about seeing Miranda being a mum though either, so yeah, that's because most of that they're going to do anyway, but that's kind of what especially with the Meredith and Derek stuff, that's what I'd do. So, alright, Anastasia asks, what is your favourite couple/duo at the moment? Christina and Burke still. I think they're still the best couple. Were you satisfied with the ending of the season? If not, what would you change? I was very satisfied with the ending. I gave it what did I give it in the end? A 9 out of 10. I don't really know what I would have done to boost it right up to a 10. Oh yeah, Callie saying that she loved George, I thought was way too rushed. I would not have had that in the finale. But I think everything else was pretty great. Yeah, would I'd have killed Denny off. I think that's fine to do that in the finale. I wouldn't have changed that. And then Addison, Richard, yeah, Addison was fine. I wouldn't change much. I enjoyed the finale. And then best intern so far. We'll do that in the tier list. I know who the best intern is, but we'll do it in the tier list. Stacey asks, do you know any spoilers from the show already? I probably do, because my mum used to watch this show. Like, she got very far into it. I think when it was on this must have been 2017, 2018 maybe. She was like fully into Grey's Anatomy for like a year and blasted through it. So... And sometimes I wouldn't sit down and watch it, but I'd like walk through the living room and it was on. So somewhere in my brain, somewhere, and then just the fact that, you know, seeing spoilers online and stuff like that, and scenes popping up on Twitter here and there, and random stuff like that, like watching Watch Mojo videos like 10 years ago, and it probably like top 10 most dramatic moments in TV, and like Grey's Anatomy was on there at some point. I'm sure I know something, but nothing comes to mind in terms of what I know of it. Like, if I really searched my brain, maybe I could think of something, but I think the only thing I'd really go with is I don't know who dies, but I know, like, characters are going to die because Grey's Anatomy has always had that stigma of they just kill characters off. It's always been known as that show, so I expect main characters to die at some point. But I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but not really. It's just always had that stigma of a show. Like, it kind of got ridiculous with how many characters it'd start killing off. But yeah, in terms of specific storylines, no. Which is nice, which is good. Agnes asks, what do you see happening in the future of each of the characters? Where would you like to see them go, character and story-wise? We spoke a little bit about that, but Alex I'd like to see have, like, actual development. He had a bit of development in Season 2, but to get to a point where I start to actually like him. I'm not saying I want to be in love with him by the end of Season 3. I mean, that would be nice, but I just, just to like him, just to be like, okay, I see what you guys see in Alex now. If that could start to happen this season, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm happy with whatever they do with every other characters. He's the only one at the moment. Anki asks, do you like Alex now a bit more? I like him more than I did in Season 1. So that there is progress there. There is something, but it wasn't hard because he was awful in Season 1. I don't think he was an awful character, by the way. I just think he's like an awful person in that season. But he's had a lot more better moments, so yeah. And then Anki also asks, what are you expecting to see in the first episodes of Season 3 after what happened in the Season 2 finale? We spoke a little bit about that, of course. 2 questions left. Annie asks, are you still planning to increase the number of reactions to twice a week? I remember you had said you would in the future. I do still plan to do this. I think at the moment, I don't really feel that need to kind of want to do 2 episodes of Grey's a week. So my thought process was I might do like 2 a week every other week, because I think, what would it be, like 8 episodes of Grey's a month might be... I know for you guys, you'll binge through a season in like 2 days. I get it, but I think in terms of every other show that I'm doing as well, like doing 8 episodes of Grey's a month and trying to stick to that just sounds a bit much. Like, I don't feel that kind of need to want to do that, and I don't want to force myself to just do 8 episodes of Grey's if I'm not feeling that yet. But I think like 6 a month I could get behind that, and the fact that it's so long anyway, like we need to do that at some point to really get the ball rolling. So yeah, I do kind of, maybe not twice a week, but every other week doing 2. I do still plan that in my mind. It's just finding the space at the moment. I know I'm like the cliche of like keep adding shows, but we did just finish This Is Us. Tree Hill has 2 episodes left as of recording this, and then there was another show that we wrapped up fairly recently. So I'll find the time. I'll find the space. It'll be this season. If it will be this season. If it's not by the end of this season, then call me out, I guess. But Season 3, we'll up it to every other week at least, doing Grey's Anatomy. But I'm just not feeling that just yet. I think there's just too many shows going on at the moment. So, yeah. And then Gabriel with the final question. If any of the doctors were to leave the show during or after the next season, during or after like this season, like season 3, what do you think it would be? And would it be? Oh, who do you think it would be, and who would you want it to be? I don't know why that took me that long to read that bit. Who would it be if someone was to leave? It's never going to be Meredith. It's never going to be Derek, at least anytime soon. Alex knows. Alex. No. Izzie could. Izzie could if like it gets too much for her. Like maybe she leaves for a bit. So I could see Izzie. I could see Burke leaving because of the hand. Burke would actually make the most sense because if he can't perform surgeries, then like, and he can't be at the top of his game, then would he really stay there, or would he go into doing something else? Christina, I don't see leaving. So yeah, Burke or Izzie, I feel like are the two ones that like, if anyone was to leave, it would be them two. Based on kind of what's going on. And they are conveniently the two that are probably going to be the most depressed going into this season. All right, thank you to everyone who asked a question. I really do appreciate it. We had some fun ones there, but we'll jump into the tier list now and see where these characters have changed since season 1. Let's do this. All right, so I've got the season 1 tier list up as well, which I want to look at after I've done this. But I think we have 13 characters here. I could have done a lot more, like Christina Ricci and the guy from, or Kyle Chandler, for example, but I feel like they're characters that probably aren't going to return anyway, so I just wanted to pick characters that would probably still be in season 3, and then Denny, who might not be in season 3, but had a lot to do with season 2. So yeah, we got mostly the same from season 1, I think. Then we've added Addison, we've added Callie. So these 4 here basically are new. I think everyone else is basically the same. So go to The Great's Good, They Exist, and Poo on My Shoe. Let's start with... Let's get Mark out of the way. I think they exist for now. The reason I added him, like I said in the Q&A, is because I just think he's going to come back. So I want to see where he changes throughout however long he's in it. But as of right now, we'll put him in They Exist. He was fun when he was in it, but I wouldn't say he was like enough to be a good character. He was just, in that one episode, he was good. But I think, compared to everyone else, we'll just say he exists for now. But I do want you back, sir. You better return. Callie... Everyone loves Callie. I'm sure she gets better. As of right now, I wouldn't say I love her character. I think she started off good, actually. But I think towards the end of the season, like the last kind of 5-ish episodes, when she was like first off, saying she loved George, I thought was way too quick, personally. Then being annoyed at everyone because she walked into the bathroom and took a shit and then walked out, and they were like, what the hell? Then she was annoyed about that. That felt weird. So there's some things with the character that I'm not in love with yet, but there is definite potential. So I think for now, I'm gonna say they exist. I'm sorry. I don't think she's bad. I just don't think she's good yet. I think I need a bit more, just a little bit. She's very, very close to being bumped up to good, but I don't know. I'm not. I think the first half she was in it, I'd have said good. But then the second I'll put her down a little bit, if that makes sense. I don't think she's bad though. All right, let's do Miranda. I think Miranda's great character, very funny. I like how she kind of has I'm going to be angry at you all, but deep down she really actually kind of loves them all and just kind of looking out for them all. I would have liked if she did just take that maternity leave, because I thought that was a bit mad that she had the baby and then was back to work literally the next second. But that's not, anything to do with her character. That's just, I think they wanted to keep the character in it instead of having to disappear for 10 episodes, which, to be fair, I would have preferred as well if that was going to be the case. But yeah, we love Miranda. She's great. Keep doing what they're doing with her for sure. Would be nice to give her some more storylines, but saying that, she did give birth. That's kind of a big deal in someone's life, isn't it? Giving birth. So yeah, I'm happy with what they're doing with her at the moment. Then Richard, I think's improved loads. I'm going with he was in They Exist in season 1. That's my prediction for my past self. I'm going to bump him up to great. I really like him. Like the whole episode when he's being competitive against Christina. He's actually funny. He's wholesome. There are some things in there that keep him being a little bit flawed, like his whole family situation, which they kind of touched on, that people know that he, correct me if I'm wrong, but he cheated on his wife with Meredith's mom. So there's some drama going on there, which will be good if they can delve into that a little bit more. But yeah, I really like Richard. I think he's improved a lot. And I'm trying to think where they ended him off. I think that's where they ended him off in season 2, was kind of touching with that storyline. So hopefully we pick up on that. Maybe not in the premiere, but in future episodes of season 3. Then we've got... Let's do Addison. Addison... There are some episodes where I love her, and some episodes where she just doesn't really do much. I don't know. She's a tricky one. She's either good or great. Probably, I'll say great. I don't know. Maybe just good. It's just like her being with Derek. It's just like, can we move on? I mean, she's going to move on when she finds out they get hooked up. So, who is the character who saw them doing it? There was someone who's, I think it was maybe Callie. Someone caught them. They'll remind me, I'm sure, previously. Let's go great. I do love Addison. There's not many reasons why I should have it down in good. She's not really done much to, like, be bad. It's just like a romance with Derek, which they're not really even trying. Or Derek's not trying with, should I say. I want to save Denny. Denny's the obvious one next. Let's do George. I'm picking you out, George. I started to agree with you guys with the George / versus Meredith situation. Like, I think he was allowed to be salty for a bit, but then when you guys kind of brought up that he knew how she felt deep down, and he doesn't really have too much of a right to be salty. I think it was just like a messy situation from both of them. So I definitely saw your guys' points on that one when it came to the George thing. I still think I sided with George just a little bit more in that, because it just sucks. It was a shitty situation. I wouldn't say that's like enough to like really bring him down for me, because they did start to wrap it up when they should have, which I liked. But he's improved a lot as well. I thought he was going to be like the dead goofy annoying guy, which he kind of is sometimes. And he is definitely flawed. And his romance with Callie, I think, started off good, as we've said, and just kind of not fizzled out. But I just think we need to jumpstart it a bit and try a bit better going into season 3. But I still think he's like a pretty wholesome guy, and he's improved loads from season 1. So I'm going to go... He's either top of good or bottom of great. He's not as good as Miranda. He's not as good as Richard. He's not as good as Addison. Yeah, so I'm going to put him in top of good for now. Just some things in there that keep him down a little bit. And the hair change, his hair looked way better here. I don't know if you guys agree on that. I've kind of been harping on about it, but his head just does look better there. Derek, let's get you out of the way. No, I'm joking. He's not put on my shoe. He's top of They Exist. I don't know, is he? No, that's a bit harsh. I'll put him in good. As a character, he's actually pretty good. Like, I liked his... Like, he cares about the patients. He's good at his job. He's respected by everyone in some way. But it's just his, like, continued saltiness at Meredith for, like, hooking up with people, even though he's done the same thing. And then he hooks up with her in the finale. It's just, like, an absolute... That's the only thing that keeps him down. And it's a big reason, because it's so much of the show as well. He could be there, though. Because it's just so much of the show. Like, 70% of the show is him and Meredith. Let's keep him there. He exists. I don't hate him. And the reason he's not here is because of the, like, good parts about him. But he needs to just move on. At least for a while. I'm sure that, they're going to end up together. I'm sure of it, but... Not right now. Just move on, please. Alright, let's go with Alex. I'm going with he was there in season 1. I don't think he's improved a lot. I don't think he's done, like, a hell of an amount to, like, really throw him up into the greats. Oh my god, look at that improvement. It's not going to be quite that dramatic, but he is better than he was in season 1. So we're going to put him there. He's not as... Derek is... I do prefer Derek. I think Derek's still better. He's interesting. I like that they do have a character in there that's a little bit, all over the place with likability. But I just need a bit more with him. Like, they kind of had the moment, like they say, him picking up Izzie and taking her out, and then covering for her with the whole Denny situation. But then there's just still some things in there that's just so annoying. I was just harping on Denny, like being like, oh, I bet he dies. I can't wait for him to die, kind of thing. It's just like, oh, bro. So... Potential, sure, but I'm not there yet. I'm going to need a lot more from Alex. But he has improved, because my prediction is he was here in season 1. Christina. Still goated. For me. I know she was at the top of season 1, so she's still there for me. She's not done anything to bring her down. I think I've seen more flaws with her character in season 2, but you want that with characters anyway. You don't want perfect characters who have no flaws because they're boring, or they get boring eventually. Christina's definitely got flaws, but they're kind of interesting ones. So, yeah, I love Christina. You can stay there. You haven't done anything too damaging just yet. Burke. I think there. Yeah. He's funny. I like his bromance with George. That makes me laugh. I like his romance. So he's kind of got it all there. Very interested to see what they do with him in season 3. He's probably the one I'm most excited for, actually. And just to see him, he's going to be so different in season 3. Could be the worst thing they did, or maybe really interesting, but we'll find out. Yeah, he's just got it all. He's just a charming guy. And he kind of won saying that he dates Christina, but I wonder if that'll fall through this season, because they've dated for a whole season now. Is it time to, like, you know, break him up a little bit? I don't know. We know what TV shows are like. Denny is... I can't say he's better than George, actually. I can do what I want. He is charming. I'll put him in greats, but at the bottom, Jeffrey Dean Morgan adds a lot to his character. I think if you take Jeffrey Dean Morgan out of it, he's maybe not as charming, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan has the charm with him, with his smile and his voice. Like that Jeffrey Dean Morgan voice will get you, and I think that really helped with Denny's character. I think if he wasn't playing him, he'd probably be down in good, but him playing him definitely adds a certain charm to it. So, yeah, and his romance with Izzie, like I say, I won't say it was... I think it was rushed a little bit. I think we could have had him for a few more episodes, but it was good overall. So, yeah, we'll put Denny up in the greats, I think. Mainly because of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, though. All right, Izzie is... She went through a phase halfway through the season where she really started to annoy me, where she's just getting so involved in the cases and it just got a little bit messy. But they kind of laid off a bit of that towards the end, and then she just went on completely off the rails with cutting tubes and breaking the law and all that. So, but she was doing it for love, so maybe we'll let her off. But as a character, I still like Izzie. I know a lot of people, it's kind of like with Rory with Gilmore Girls, where it seems like a lot of people really hate Izzie. I don't feel that way, at least yet. I really like her character, so, and she's a really great actress. Catherine Hegel? No, someone. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. The actress who plays Izzie, though, did a really amazing job towards the end of season 2. As a character, though, I'll probably put her good, maybe above George. She annoys me more than George, but she also does way more than George. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. And then Meredith, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put her in goated. I love Meredith. I think she's wholesome. She doesn't really cause many issues. She does with like George and stuff. She does cause issues, but nothing where I'm like personally turned off by a character or something like that. So yeah, I really love Meredith, and excited to see. We can delete this row, I guess. Excited to see what they do with her as well. All right, so what did we do with season 1? My prediction is Christina was at the top, Alex was at the bottom. I'm not sure on where I would have put the rest. All right. Okay, yeah, Christina at the top, Alex at the bottom. Yeah, Richard was in They Exist. I thought he was going to be solid. George, Burke. So Burke's gone up a little bit. Derek's gone down a little bit. Miranda's gone up. Yeah, she's gone up to the greats. Izzie's gone down a little bit. That's fair. I don't mind that. She was very, Izzie, with 9 episodes of Izzie in season 1, there wasn't much you could have brought down for, but I guess season 2 had a lot more. Meredith's gone up, and then, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that list. All right, there we go, guys. Let me know who you would have in goated, based on season 2, of course, not based on the entirety of the show, but based on season 2. Would you agree with this? Disagree? Let me know. And season 3, episode 1. Let's do this.
Outside the OR, however...
Oh, we're picking straight up.
Time takes pleasure in kicking our asses.
You tell him, Meredith.
Until it freezes.
Oh my god.
Unable to move.
Oh, we're picking straight up. It's like the day after.
Izzie, come on.
Why is Alex dressed like Jesse Pinkman?
Someone has to go in there.
Wonder who that's gonna be.
The 7 years you spend as a surgical resident will be the best and worst of your life.
Oh, that's season 1, episode 1.
Hi, Izzie Stevens, Washington.
What's this?
Alex Scarell, Iowa.
Oh, this would be before Ep 1?
It's just an excuse to get us all happy and drunk before they torture us.
Okay.
What program are you in?
Surgery.
And he's going to bully you for, well, quite a while. Oh, George went in there.
You should change your clothes. Maybe you want to wear something more comfortable.
Stop it.
George, my boy.
Usually they don't send a surgeon for this.
Who are you?
What do we need to, how do I do this? How do we do this?
You just gotta ID the body before I take him to the funeral home.
Oh, Denny.
That's him, yes. Denny,
Okay,
Duque.
we are doing
Great.
it. Okay, cool.
Load him up.
When's the funeral?
No funeral. The family has to have the body sent to Memphis.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
She cared about him. Cared about the people who cared about him.
Yeah, I know what to do when someone dies. I am a Jew. I know food and death. Because making sandwiches is not the same as cooking.
Sandwiches are comfort food.
Like, on brown seeded bread?
I lost my panties last night.
Oh, so that's what Addison saw then. It makes sense. Oh my god, no, she's gonna go psycho. She's doing something, she's planting evidence and making out Derek's a murderer. That's what's gonna happen. She'll kill Meredith and blame it on Derek.
Giselle Toussaint, 42-year-old woman, unrestrained.
It's our brain!
The dancing's so beautiful.
Oh my god, she's gonna die. Oh yeah, cough on her head.
He's burning up.
Somebody get him a bag. Let's get her up to the OR right away. Get the answer.
It's gonna be like, one of them can survive, the other must die.
Premature newborn found in a trash can at Turner Prep School.
What the hell?
Olivia, go! Move now!
Pulled me from the floor. I'm just down here helping with the flu overflow.
What? Oh my god, COVID. We're like 20 years too early now. Oh, Grey's Anatomy's back, isn't it? God.
Where's the mother?
I don't know.
Dr. Krev, I'm not asking you where the mother is for my health. I expect you to use your brain. Where's the mother?
I don't
Why
know.
would he know? It was
The
bought
baby
into
was found
it.
in a trash can at a high school.
They left him in a trash can.
That's wild.
There is no cranial bleeding. Then find out where the mother is. I need to test for maternal platelet count.
And then throw her in prison, no?
How's Izzie? As well as can be expected.
Never gets easier, you know, losing a patient.
It wasn't just a patient, though.
Never gets any easier.
Did Derek know, though? Maybe Derek didn't know.
Izzie was in love with him. Then he wasn't just a patient.
Okay, he didn't know.
You had sex with Derek in an exam room at the prom
Yes.
last night. Well, what did Derek say?
He said, Meredith, what does this mean?
Oh, wait. He has sex with you, and he's standing there all McGuilty, and all he has to say...
Muck guilty.
What does this mean?
I don't know.
It means you should move on.
Well, are you going to go back to Finn?
No.
Is Shepard leaving his wife?
No, yes, hopefully.
I just...
Meredith, hold on to both hands. Meredith!
Oh, alright, we're going full flashback mode.
Adele. I was just... Richard, you can't leave me!
Oh, he's gone. Richard.
Turns out they came in contact with the...
plague? Look, I'm sorry.
Hell yeah, we're touching on the plane.
Talk.
I don't know anything about any baby mom. None of us do.
Well, one of you must know something, otherwise you and your
Addison
parents
ain't
wouldn't be here.
happy.
Girls,
These will be here soon. Can't you just do some sort of DNA test so that the rest of us can get out of here?
DNA results take days.
Let's whip up a DNA test.
We didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, just because we were in there doesn't mean it's our baby. Do we look like the kind of girls who get pregnant and throw their kids into the trash?
Couldn't someone have put it in the trash earlier on and then they just happened to go in? And I don't know, probably not.
You performed the surgery on Mrs. Toussaint?
Yes.
She and her husband were in close contact with the victim of the plague.
We're actually dealing with the plague.
Cannot leave. You are quarantined.
Well, get wrecked, I guess. Imagine this is like a 12-episode arc.
look, I know he's under quarantine, but he is also a patient, and I will not ignore a patient.
Alright, you tell him. He's off.
Hello out there. Thank God.
As she
Thank God you
walked
can
off.
hear me.
They have the plague.
It's been a few hours.
Really? I'm losing track of time.
Okay, sir, you're sweating.
What about my wife, Giselle? Can you find out about yourself?
What if she comes back in like 10 minutes and he thinks it's been a year? I'd be like Black Mirror.
Relax. I'm not gonna bring it up. You and McDreamy and the sex.
It was Callie who saw. Okay.
No work, no sex, no sitting on things higher than a foot, no shaving, no.
What?
Where is Burke?
No clean clothes.
So she's kind of doing it well then. I bet Alex is going to be the one that gets through to her.
Giving you permission to do this thing. Now, what's the hang-up?
The hang-up, sir, is that if your daughter doesn't want to do it,
Sir?
I can't force her.
If someone doesn't want to submit to a vaginal exam, they don't have to. It's the law.
All right, that's it.
What?
I'm taking Lisa home.
Bye, bro.
Sarah and I will have you arrested before you hit the parking lot.
Oh, Shannon stole one lipstick when she was 9. Get over it.
I know for a fact that my Lisa.
She's going to freak out.
Really? And how do you
Oh no, she's on
Because
flashback
she's
mode.
only 14 years old.
Derek, sweetie. Derek, you can't do this.
Oh, is this when he left?
One time, I know that's what
Oh, it was
people
one
say. I know
time,
that's what
yeah.
always gets said. It was just, I don't even know how it happened. I don't know what I was thinking. He was just here. He was
Screw
just
my
here.
best friend and all you can say he was just here?
Oh, it's not great.
No,
Get out.
True Blood, Nan Flanagan.
I'm holding my ground. I'm holding my ground. We don't quit.
You quit though, didn't you, Addison? We don't quit, we just cheat on each other. Oh, that was in the intro. He was just here. We don't quit. Oh, alright.
You have to give me a chance to show you how sorry I am. I'm sorry, okay?
Well, he doesn't give you... Oh, he does give you a chance, actually, in like, what, how long? A year later?
No, we can survive this. Derek, we can survive this.
I'm curious how they got caught. He just walked in. Did they not know he was coming back?
If you go now, we are not going to get through this.
You,
if you
never
go now,
actually do get through this.
We don't have a chance. We don't have a chance. If you go now. If you go.
Chad, get McDreamied on.
And your use of transmyocardial revascularization. I'm
She's
Christina
not,
Yang. If I could just get the chance to study under you, I would be... You were so amazing.
Yes.
She was a fan. Give it a week and you'll be sleeping with him.
The results come back and she has the plague. Well, then we get the plague and then we die in here with the crappy benches and the dirty scrubs and the lockers full of old food.
There's food in the lockers?
Straight in him.
That's Alex's apple.
Well, good.
Just rude.
If that's Alex's apple, then good for him.
We take a sample from each of the girls. The baby's blood type is O. If the girls are A or B, it means the baby's not theirs.
Do it.
They keep focusing on the one with the glasses, assuming it's hers.
And if I am dark and twisty, it's because I live my life under a banner of avoidance. I avoid. I'm an avoider.
Hello?
Carly's had enough of it already. Oh my god, this guy.
Izzie. I gotta go check on Izzie.
Alright.
Don't take it personally. It's the doctor thing.
What?
He put on a bit of weight overnight, didn't he?
I mean, look at me.
Yes.
I'm in love with a guy who won't say he loves me back, and here I am in his kitchen cooking, just hoping he comes home and notices me.
Yes.
I'm a total freak.
He might bring the plague with him. Alex is going to be last, and he's going to be the one to get her up.
I don't know what to say to you.
Like George, Christina, Meredith. Who's left?
And there's all this pressure because everyone's hovering around me, waiting for me to do something, or say something, or flip out, or yell, or
It's
cry
been a
somewhere.
day. Let's
I'm
pause
happy
it.
to play my part.
Like, she's been in this state for like 3 days, maybe. I don't know.
To be doing if it will make everyone feel more comfortable. But I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to be this person. I don't.
Like, seems like she's acting reasonably fine, considering. I don't know.
Gentlemen.
Chief. Can we please get out of here now?
How long's it been? Like an hour? Calm down. They're like, everyone's making out like they've been in quarantine for 50 years.
Just 1 second.
Straight tequila. Really? You are going to be sorry in the morning.
Oh, is this where they met at the bar?
Never been here before.
Oh, you know what? I haven't either. First time here. I'm new in town.
Oh, she knows he works at the hospital there.
Wow. You're ignoring me.
She didn't say anything.
Trying to.
You should
Interesting.
ignore me.
Why not?
Because I'm someone you need to get to know to love.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Charmer.
So what's your story?
I don't have a story. I'm just a girl in a bar.
Just a guy in a bar.
Check these two out. We didn't see any of that. I think we saw them at the bar for like a second, and then we cut to them the morning after, I think.
You go back to class and pretend like everything's fine. Everything's not fine.
I wonder what you're relating it to there, Addison.
Oh, it's the blood results. Karen and Lisa are not a match.
And then there were two.
Who's the two left? One of them's going to be the one with the glasses now.
I'm feeling better. A lot better. I think the fever broke, which is good, right?
Yeah, the sweat on your head really convinces everyone of that.
Is she asking for me?
Did she die?
Omar, for Giselle being exposed to the plague, it complicated things.
She died.
Complicated what thing?
We did everything
Oh.
we could.
No.
Damn. A death already. Oh, Jesus.
Come on, breathe.
Can you stop beatboxing? Don't.
Go in there.
Somebody has to go in.
Jesus. It's like they're being possessed. Well, we have a death already. I'll add that to the book. Might as well. I didn't know it'd be a mod that quick.
Put your hands on my hands.
So why would you tell him while he's there in that condition? Was that the best idea? I don't know. Would maybe have telling him after this is all over? I don't know.
You don't know how much I wish that, but I can't turn back time.
Hey, maybe in season 10.
We can't go back. Look, even if I could let you out of here, you can't help Giselle now. Oh my.
Why would you tell him this now? What the... Bro.
I have to believe. With what I do, Omar, I have to believe that when our time comes...
Yeah, I guess the amount of deaths you have to deal with every week. Especially in this show.
Beautiful place. A better place.
Yeah, this actor's throwing it all out on the line, isn't he? Yeah, I've got one episode in Grey's Anatomy. You're going to best believe you remember me.
And you got the hair. And the hot wife. And the
Yeah,
beautiful ex-mistress who pines for you.
She's
Yeah.
pining for me.
My point
my
is
God.
you've lived. If you die, who cares? If I die... What, this is it? Kelly told me she loved me. I just sat there.
Yes, because you weren't ready to say you loved her back.
One day, soonish.
Soonish. I will love you soonish.
Yeah, why'd you put it like that?
You ever tell Meredith? You ever tell her that you love her?
Oh, now he's getting serious.
No.
Oh, yeah, he actually hasn't, has he? No.
Even if it's soonish. I should tell her before it's too late.
You mean before I die of the plague?
Yep,
somebody else comes
that's
along.
what be happening in Grey's Anatomy. Or before someone else comes along, like the vet.
Oh, I'm gonna leave the room for a period of time for no reason.
Oh, he's fully checking her out. You see his eye biting his lip and shit. He didn't bite his lip and shit, like, on the floor, but...
Right, we never said that we were exclusive.
Right.
Dark and twisty.
It makes you feel like you don't deserve good things. But you do. And Derek, he's bad for you.
Maybe, but...
I'm a good thing.
Oh my God. I'm a
And if there's
good
a
guy.
race, if there is a ring, my hat is in.
Whatever, bro. Zero riz. But go off.
I have a situation,
I
Adele.
spent my life waiting. Waiting for you to finish med school. Waiting for you to come home at night. Waiting for you to leave that woman.
Oh, she nearly whipped out the whore. You know she did. She went, oh, woman.
It's time for you to retire, Richard.
Retire? Season 3, retire?
You're wrong for letting this little baby, this sweet, innocent, beautiful little boy suffer like this. He's dying, and it's your fault.
How is it both of them?
Of your fault. And the
Oh,
thing
maybe she's
is,
playing a little tactic. I don't
the
know.
truth will come out. In time.
How is one covering when they're both saying it's not theirs? I don't know.
It just does.
We're relating this to your situation with Derek and Meredith somehow. It was mine, or it's mine.
Shannon.
Oh.
Don't tell my mom, okay?
Plot twist. They threw a curveball.
Thank you for telling the truth.
Got us. Oh my god, George is actually
You really don't
dying.
feel anything?
Go on a course of antibiotics, but the threat has been contained. Good.
Straight out there.
You're free to go.
You can get over a bad childhood. I mean, you can have the worst crap in the world happen to you. I mean, you can get over it.
Did something happen to you, Alex? Delve into Alex's backstory, maybe?
Oh my god, I was so worried.
But I'm all fine.
I was really, really worried.
And then it goes, and rats come out.
I really, really love you.
Oh, bloody hell, you're really going to pinpoint him into that now? You just had a response yesterday in the world of Grey's Anatomy, got no response, and you've whipped it out the day after with the really, really love you.
Hi.
Hi.
Ah, I was gonna come over this morning.
Went to see Meredith and not Addison. Hilarious. He's much smitten.
You have a choice to make.
Why? What?
And I don't want to rush you into making a decision.
Has he made his choice then?
I'm in love with you.
Bloody hell. Addison's going to be right behind
I've
him.
been in love with you.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
I'm a little late. I know I'm a little late in telling you that.
You know, at least he's got it out there now. He hasn't really wasted any time this season.
You need to take your time. You know? Take all the time you need.
I just realised he's just said I love you for the first time.
A choice to make.
That's kind of huge.
And when I had a choice to make, I chose wrong.
Oh, you did choose wrong. That is correct.
Alright, good night.
Damn, you know what? I'm going to say fair play to Derek on that one. He's finally just laid it out there and stopped beating around the bush. It was a good I love you scene as well. It really was.
Dell, you spring this on me today. I need more time.
She's ditching. She's off. It's over, Richard.
I don't have any more time to give.
Oh, fair play to her though.
Time heals all wounds.
Oh my god. Fuck! Where is it? She upset about it? Or just everything that's going on?
Don't ever die.
Fair enough.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just like a culmination of everything. Oh, hers is going to be a Danny flashback.
Isn't this so cool? I mean, can you believe it? Tomorrow we're going to be surgeons.
Great. Have fun.
Time to stand up.
Oh, Alex really didn't... I thought he was going to be the one to get her up.
I'm ready.
I like what they've done with Izzie this app. Just having her like the day after doing nothing, basically, but...
Time.
Time, Grey's Anatomy. Time to watch Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, good premiere. I'm glad we're back with this show. I feel like I've not seen it in a while, so I'm happy. You know, sometimes it's good to take a few weeks away from a show when you're doing so many different shows, but this is a really good one. Like I say, I like what they did with Izzie, just kind of laying on the floor, like picking up the day after everything's gone down. I think was a good choice as well. I don't know about the whole plague thing going on, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I think it was just like something to, you know, go around the hospital while they dealt with whatever they ended season 2 on. But got some flashbacks in there, which I thought was interesting as well. Just like pretty simple ones, where like seeing Derek find out about Addison and stuff like that. And then Derek laid it all out for Meredith there at the end as well, which, to be fair, was a good scene. I still won't say I like fully shipped them, but I don't know. I thought Derek was actually good this episode. I'm glad he just straight up admitted that when it was my turn to make a choice, I made the wrong one. I thought that was like very clear when as soon as he made it, but it's good that he's finally realised that. So yeah, overall, very good episode. I'd go not quite an 8 out of 10. I don't think it was a great one. Like I didn't care much for any of the cases going on, but I liked that it kind of just picked up straight away from the end of season 2. So I'll go a high 7, like a 7.8 out of 10 for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments, and I'll see you next time for episode 2. Until then, take care. Peace.